What happens when a man of God turns into a man of horror, a respected priest, a secret affair, and a woman who was never meant to speak again? This is the chilling true story of the priest who buried his mistress alive, a tale so dark the church tried to erase it from history, but they couldn't bury the truth forever. Our story begins in a quiet European village in the 1800s, a place where faith ruled every corner of life. Father Matteo, charming, eloquent, and deeply admired, was the kind of priest everyone trusted. He healed the sick, counseled the broken, and stood at the pulpit preaching purity every Sunday. But behind the church walls, he was living a double life. Father Matteo had fallen in love, not with God, but with Isabella, a young choir singer known for her beauty and voice like an angel. Their secret meeting started in confession, but soon the whispers of sin turned into nights of passion. And in a town where rumors spread like wildfire, it was only a matter of time before temptation turned to terror. When Isabella discovered she was pregnant, everything changed. For Father Matteo, exposure meant ruin, excommunication, humiliation, and the end of his life's work. He begged her to disappear, but she refused. She said, "If this child is a sin, then we will both face it before God." That night, the priest made a chilling decision. He told Isabella to meet him near the old chapel on the outskirts of town, saying he wanted to pray for forgiveness together. But instead of redemption, he brought a shovel. Under the pale moonlight, Father Matteo led Isabella to a shallow pit. He told her it was symbolic, a spiritual burial of their sins. She believed him. She knelt down, whispered a prayer, and that's when he struck. He pushed her into the hole and began to cover her with soil, one handful at a time. At first, she thought it was a cruel joke, until the dirt reached her neck. Her voice broke through the silence. "Matteo, please, in God's name!" But he kept digging. Each scoop of dirt smothered her cries until there was nothing but the sound of wind and a priest whispering a final prayer over the grave he made with his own hands. Days passed, then weeks. Isabella's absence raised questions. The villagers whispered. Then one evening, a farmer's dog began digging near the chapel, the same spot where Isabella vanished. What it uncovered froze the entire town. Isabella's hand, still clutching a silver rosary, reaching through the dirt. Her nails were torn, her eyes open. She had been buried alive. Father Matteo was arrested that night, his robe still stained with soil. But what shocked everyone more was his confession. He said, "I did it to save my soul and hers." The church tried to keep it quiet, burying the scandal just like the woman he killed. Records were sealed, the chapel abandoned, and Father Matteo was quietly moved to a monastery far away. But the villagers never forgot. They said on cold nights, if you walk past that chapel, you can still hear a woman singing a hymn through the ground, the same hymn Isabella sang the night before she died. But here's where it gets even darker. Years later, construction workers found a second grave near the chapel, and inside was a priest's robe. So the question remains, did the church bury Matteo alive too, as punishment, or was it something else haunting that place? Evil doesn't always wear horns. Sometimes it hides behind holy robes. If you want more true stories that the world tried to erase, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and tell me in the comments, do you believe the church covered up Father Matteo's fate, or did justice find it on its own?